Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello, my friends! This is Wake Angel 2001. We're a little bit past the halfway point of January, so how about we get started with the first official custom of 2022 with DJ Octavio, made for Rooke. This person didn't really have a notable username for me to refer to them by, so I'm just going by the name that their email address identified them by, which is Rooke. So, yeah, let's do this. DJ Octavio. Now, unlike the last time I made DJ Octavio, this one is not articulated. It's just straight up a statue. So, you can kind of think of it as a sort of pseudo-amiibo, in that it's all the 3D printed parts. Like, it's the game model, which I 3D printed and made into this thing. And let me tell you, this is not an easy project, okay? You think, oh, Wake Angels, you can just print that thing out, paint it, and like, no. No, the fact that this thing is completely a scratch build, and I have to sand, and it's very big, so there's a lot more painting than usual involved in it. It takes a long time for any of these parts to print, and making them fit together without, making it look too obvious that they're stuck together. That's also a huge challenge. And, oh yeah, let's not forget the most important part. You see that samurai helmet to the left? I can't make that on my printer. Thanks to Sacred Studios, who 3D printed the helmet for me on their larger 3D printer, because that literally does not fit in my printer's area at this scale. So, yeah, unless you want like a little tiny Octavio that won't fit on, that it won't look suitably imposing next to the actual Splatoon amiibos, then yeah, like, I can't do it. Some people may recall, Wake Angel, you made the helmet before on another DJ Octavio you made, and that one had articulated arms. Like, I did do that. I made it out of, like, the capsules from a Gumball Machine prize, and it wasn't perfectly ideal. The commissioner told me that the paint would sometimes peel, and the spikes kept coming off, and kept having to get re-glued back on, because those capsules, like, that transparent plastic just does not accept, like, it's resistant to holding paint and glue. So, like, it's a toy that requires maintenance, and kind of upset about that. So, yeah, 3D printing the thing is actually the way to make it, work. But, again, my printer's not big enough. And there is another DJ Octavio that I had to work on. It's another one that has articulated arms. Sacred Studios already made me the helmet for that one, but like I said, like, all this is a lot of work. So, don't take me for granted here. I have no idea how long I've been working on this. It's definitely been like 6 to 8 months at least. It might have been a full year. I actually do not remember. That's how long I've been working on this thing. Anyway, DJ Octavio is, like, the central mass, which is the biggest part of his body, is, one is printed in 3 pieces: the tips of his tentacles, the central part of his torso, and then the top of his head. Again, because, as one piece, it's too tall for my printer to do, so I have to break it apart into 3 pieces to make them all fit. And then he has 2 smaller tentacles that hang on the back, and then the 2 larger tentacles that serve as his main arms. All this is stuck together with glue, epoxy sculpt, and the sheer force of my willpower, because, yeah, seriously, this is just a project that requires a lot of effort. And then the accessories. Like, I already showed you guys a 3D printed helmet, so let's see what takes several freaking days to paint. Yeah, like, I wish I could spray paint, because painting this helmet with a brush is an exercise in tedium. It's really big, and you don't want to use a paintbrush that's too, like, I can't use a paintbrush that's too big because it wouldn't fit around all the contours. But it takes a long time to paint it with a small paintbrush. Yes, I could spray paint at least the black part to get that done fast. Like, it takes a whole freaking day to paint just the black part of this helmet. And then you get to do the detail work with the gold, and that's super fun! Because first it has to be painted yellow, then it has to be painted gold. So, as long and tedious as it takes to paint all the yellow parts, you gotta do it a second time. Is there any question why I put this project off for such a long time? But yeah, like, I don't really have a place to spray paint, with the whole living in an apartment deal. It's not like I can take my projects out into the playground outside my building and just start spray painting on the ground out there, and I'll be like, hey, you're getting spray paints everywhere. Like, like, we have enough problems with graffiti in my neighborhood. We don't need my contributions, especially if someone thinks that I'm putting up rival gang tags and decides to punch first and ask questions. Never. Ooh, that got kind of dark. My neighborhood's not that dangerous. There's only been like 1 or 2 murders in the past couple of years. Wow, that's really dark. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. I also 3D printed the shades. Only the front part of the shades actually printed. The ear hooks were too thin to print out, so I had to print them separately. And I did make them with little pegs so that they would be able to go in on holes that I drilled into the sides of the head. Yes, because I wanted the commissioner wanted the shades to be removable so that we could appreciate Octavio's eyes, and also had the shades on. Of course, the helmet's not removable. That thing is just way too big. There's nothing I could really do to rig up a peg and hole system for it that wouldn't just involve putting a big ugly hole in the top of his head so that you wouldn't want to take the helmet off anyway, because that would show. So the helmet is permanently attached. In addition to the shades, he has a couple more accessories. The iconic wasabi stalks. I have no idea why Octavio uses wasabi as a weapon. I've never played Splatoon, so I don't know what the joke is. And then, of course, there's a couple of toothpicks, which I put in there to be the handles, and I drilled a couple of holes in his arm tentacles so that he'd be able to hold them. So, there you go. Technically speaking, this is a complete Octavio custom. He's holding his wasabi sticks, but you can take them out if you want. He has shades on, but you can take them off if you want. Only problem is that there is no way that this guy can stand, because his tentacles kind of come to a point. So this figure would need a stand to be complete. And here it is! It is just a big disc that I made in Tinkercad and printed out. I don't know, like, could you think of it as kind of like a record? Because it's like a big black disc? Huh. I should have put a label in the middle now that I think about it. But, oh well, hindsight's 20/20. I literally just thought of that right now. But yes, like, that thing sticking out the back is made of epoxy sculpt, and the reason it looks funny shaped at the tip is because it is contoured to the back of his tentacles. So, this is a permanent attachment. You can't take DJ Octavio off of this. He's very much like an amiibo in that it's kind of obligatory that he's stuck to his display stand. But on the plus side, now he can stand. So yes, there is DJ Octavio rocking his look on the display stand I made for him. On the back, you can see how I tried my best to make the stand as minimally invasive as possible so you could still appreciate his look. And of course, you are able to completely kit him out with his gear. Put the wasabi stalks in hand, put on his shades, and he is ready to do whatever it is that DJ Octavio does, because I have never played Splatoon. That was my hands. So, that's it. That is the first of what will hopefully be many customs over the year 2022. And I thank you all for coming along with me on this new journey. So, this is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.